got some footage, or I guess some photographs from on the ground, allegedly, in Ukraine throughout the area. And for once, yeah, we actually have something to review, so we're going to do that here. And we got them from the reliable source that is The Atlantic. Ugh. So I'm sure that these are going to be just up and up, accurate representations of what is exactly going on there. And, before, if any of you fucking thick motherfuckers that are out there, you're on the spectrum or whatever, and you're saying that, for whatever reason, I'm running cover for Putin or whatever the fuck else your demented mind thinks, I'm just asking questions out here, okay? I'm aware of what Putin has said as to how far he's pushing his invasion, and, I'm just asking, where are these accounts of, all of these Ukrainian fighter pilots that are out there just blowing people out of the air, and we're making those damn Ruskies surrender left, right, and center, and we're fighting them off. And it's like, okay, cool, if there's all this action, shouldn't we have some action shots? Spoiler, we don't have any in here, but what we have is shots of various apparently bombed out equipment from the first. These are from either the 1st of March or the 2nd of March. I think there might be some thirds here broken in as well, but these are relatively new-ish when they were published. Not too sure when they were actually captured, but this is the most up-to-date stuff that I've seen, okay? At least the stuff that looks like it could be from Ukraine. Not entirely sure about when they were taken or not, but you got some apparently bombed out vehicles. They say that they're destroyed, but it's tough to say. It's like, is this just like a holding area? Is this like a big old open air garbage pit? Because you can see that they're of various disrepute, because you got ones that are just absolutely burnt out there on the ends, and then you got ones in the middle which maybe kind of could be salvageable. Can't entirely say for sure. And inside of there, you have a strategically placed body, which you don't really know for sure if anybody in there is dead or not. And we'll just go ahead and take it at face value. Okay, somebody dead inside an armored vehicle. Weird. This, I don't know what, local residents set up sandbags outside of the hospital. Weird. That's gonna stop the Russian flood coming in? I don't know. And again, now we got questions. I got big questions, because these are two pictures that are right here. We talked about this. Apparently a missile strike came and hit a television tower in Kiev, in on or around Kiev. Okay, that's what they were saying here. A Kiev TV tower, in the city's main television tower. Okay, cool. And another question. Okay, something else. Okay, if this is supposed to be one of these big full-scale invasions, okay, this is a total hostile takeover of Ukraine. Why is it still that power, water, sewer, electrical, communications, everything is still online in Ukraine? If this is a full-scale invasion, why is that never the case beforehand? Any other time in history, except for right now? Like I said, I got more questions than really are provided with answers. And like we seen the video, okay, the selectively framed video that was out there. You could see the little trail of the missile, allegedly, that hit and caused this explosion. Great action shot that we see there, but yet again, no other action shots of, like a open air gunfire anymore, bombing of civilian buildings. All we see is the aftermath. Not saying it's not happening. I'm just saying it's a little bit odd, considering everybody is walking around. My phone's on the charger, but whatever. Everybody's walking around with a little fucking picture brick in their pocket. You should be able to find some people fighting, okay? Other than, he's surrendering and he's sending text messages to his mother back in the motherland. Okay, cool. But okay, take note of the explosion on that tower, okay? Wouldn't you think that radio tower should have fallen? Or there should be some significant amount of damage? Because we got a picture in the aftermath, okay? It could be smoke hanging in the air, but then again, you can also see the saturation of the colors that's on this guy's jacket as well, and things seem a little bit off, and that's the same tower in the background that's still standing. And not a lot of damage. Huh. Interesting. Considering a missile was launched into that TV tower. It's just a regular comms tower, okay? I've got one within, you can see it as plain as day from where I live, and if an actual fucking missile were to hit it, there'd be a lot of houses crushed in the area, and this was outside of a allegedly a Holocaust memorial or a museum or something like that, and it was damaged or something, and that was reason enough to say that the Russians are anti-Semitic. Don't mind the Azov regime. Anyways, pictures of what we're told are bodies, but we don't see anything, nor do I really want to check for the veracity of that, but that's apparently being loaded into the back there. It could be bodies. I guess that guy either has really big feet or they already had coffins to put him in. And that looks like a mattress. I'm just going to throw that out there. And then, of course, it's just Ukrainians, probably. Instead of just going around the lake, they're going right over top of it. We aren't very bright people, by the way. Spikes for the road, welding. Looks like somebody's putting their skills to good use, setting up more barricades. That's all fine and dandy. An armored vehicle burns in a residential area. Okay. Following recent shelling in the settlement of Brodoyanka in Kiev region. Okay. Again, that's in the region. Okay. Is that like downtown Kiev? Or is that just like a suburb or just an area that's still in the same location? So as far as I can tell, the Borodyanka, or the settlement that's there, it's within the province of Kiev. So are they still bombing Kiev proper? Don't quite know about that, but they're encircling it and then not, and then changing directions. Again, nothing's really firm on this, but you'd think that you'd probably have some kind of information, given the fact that it's such a high-profile conflict. But again, no communications going on here, which is just another one of these fucking baffling decisions that's made by all sides here. Continue to sanction Russia and close off all of their communications. Nobody's allowed to see Russia today because punishing other people in other countries is going to make it work. And oh yeah, we're gonna lock off Apple products to the Russian people because we should be punishing the people. Okay, and if you're supposed to be enacting these sanctions, which have never worked throughout history, by the way. But no, they should be targeted at the leaders. They should be targeted at the governments. But what is Biden and his like doing? Going after the Russian oligarchs, the friends of the people who are rich from the country. I don't get it. I really don't get it. What do they have to do with anything? Oh, okay, no, they're Russians, and we got to go ahead and punish them, okay? It's like EA, okay, the video game company. Congratulations, stunning and brave. You're going to get rid of Russian national teams and upcoming FIFA and NHL games. Yeah, it was fucking congratulations. The conflict is over. We've got some more pictures of, destroyed buildings, and it's like, okay, yeah, we know that the southern region of Ukraine, it was bombed and it was infiltrated, okay? All right, that was the designated area that Putin was going to go into, and that's what he said that he was going to go and invade during his special whatever the fuck he didn't want to call the war. It's an invasion, dude. Just fucking call it what it is, not a special military incursion, whatever the fuck it is. Who knows? But yeah, no, we got some pictures from the southern cities as well, allegedly, and we got people, again, more action shots, crying babas, and people apparently making Molotov cocktails with a whole bunch of empty bottles, which is fun. And again, it's like, oh, okay, cool. This is as close as we're getting to a conflict shot, like somebody in a stage picture. It's like, oh yeah, big security concern when you have guys holding up fucking cell phones in the background. I'm just saying, if this is the best you can do, better step up your game. But apparently, a city has been captured, okay, in the southern region again, okay, but reports on this vary wildly, okay, so according to this, and we'll come back to this one here in a second, no Ukrainian forces left in key city. It's a key city, apparently, like the other side of the country away from the capital, but it's a key city, trust us, I guess. But according to Fox News, who they are just waiting for a war because Warhawks and Neocons gonna Warhawk and Neocon, Russians enter Kherson, kill as many as 300 with many bodies unrecognizable, the mayor says. This is according to the mayor, okay? Somebody who's going to be in the area, okay? Somebody who's going to have a very intimate association with the information that's on the ground. So, okay, that's what he's saying about this, okay? So, no Ukrainian armed forces remain in the southern city of Kherson. Oh, but it fell to the Russians. But if nobody's there to defend it, did anything really fall to begin with? Its mayor said, as Russian forces infiltrated the council building more than a week after Moscow launched a full-scale invasion against Ukraine. There it is. 1, 2, 3 guys that you can make out in frame. One armored vehicle. I don't know for sure if that's Russian machinery or if it's Ukrainian machinery, if those are Russian troops. You can barely make it out. It's like, I could say for certain that the guy up front and maybe maybe that's a human being that looks like a human being. It could just be a bullard or something. Okay, I don't know for sure. We'll just go ahead and say in frame probably 4 troops. Okay, maybe on the other side too if you just clean up the shot a little bit, but that's the only photograph that I've seen that's on the ground so far. The mayor of Kherson, Igor Kolechev, that is the most Ukrainian name that's ever Ukrainian, said in a statement that he urged Russian soldiers not to shoot civilians after they infiltrated the city administration building. And I'm pretty sure that they've, stuck true to that, because there hasn't been, other than, the UN, who's providing a lot of these statistics, and you know how reliable they are, outside of the ancillary casualties when it comes to, allegedly bombing buildings, they aren't specifically going out there and, hunting down the civilian population. There's been no reports of that at all whatsoever, and if there was, believe me, it would be headline news on every fucking outlet. But no, we're gonna go after Putin because he's committed war crimes. Which ones? The war crimes. Oh, okay, cool. I simply asked them not to shoot at people, said Kolechev. We don't have any Ukrainian forces in the city, only civilians and people who want to live. Yeah, fair enough. Did they ever have Ukrainian forces in the city, or were they just kind of left out to hang? His remarks came after days of heavy fighting in Kherson. Answer to the question, apparently. Key port city of 280,000 people. That's a lot of people. And the city fell that quickly? Interesting. The Dnieper River near the Black Sea, as of March 1st, Ukrainians have suffered 752 casualties. Okay, civilian casualties, including 227 killed and 525 injured. But apparently 300 people are dead? Interesting. Numbers don't seem to add up, but alright. Russia's defense ministry claimed as early as Wednesday morning that it had taken control of Kherson, but an advisor to Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, somebody who's close to the man who's in the bunker right now, okay, he's giving his stunning and brave press conferences from inside his bunker. Where have we seen that play out before? And he's in Kiev, apparently, on the other side of the country, but he knows better. Apparently, instead of the guy who's like, listen, there's no forces left here, please just don't shoot the civilians, we'll all be cool, right? Kolechev didn't specify whether the city had fallen to Russian sources, but said he is thinking about how we could rebuild the city after the attack. Ukrainian officials have also yet to confirm whether the city is now under Russian control. We have shown that we are working to secure the city and trying to eliminate the consequences of the invasion, the mayor said, noting that the officials are experiencing enormous difficulties with the delivery of food and medicine and the collection and burial of the dead. I'm only interested in normal life of the city. The mayor outlined a list of 6 requirements citizens must adhere to ensure the Russian military is not provoked. I wouldn't wish this situation on my worst fucking enemy, dude. That sounds like hell on earth. And this is a war being fought over what exactly? Okay. The 2 regions that wanted to leave, okay, Donetsk and Luhansk, in the Donbass region, okay, they voted for their sovereignty from Ukraine because they were tired of the nonsense. They wanted to join Russia, and Ukraine wouldn't let them go, and Russia just wanted to, accommodate the people who were like, we want to join Russia, and they're like, okay, and Ukraine's like, no, you can't go. It was like, well, they want to go. And it was like, well, you fuck off. You come in here, we're going to fight back. And it's like, you don't want to do that. But again, like I outlined in the beginning, it's like, I don't really care what happens at the end of this. Okay, this is a regional conflict, and it should fucking stay that way, okay? Because, the Warhawks, they're out there again. I don't have the article pulled up or anything like that, because who gives a shit? We could just end up fucking deep diving into this nonsense for literally ever, for however long I want to run this video, but I want to keep this shit relatively short because the voice is still a little bit annoying to listen to. It should be better by Monday or something like that, but it's still a little bit scratchy, and I just want to, be kind to everybody's ears, but still, okay? Like, what's the other big potential invasion? The other potential, big evil country taking over a smaller, littler country that they've been threatening to take over forever. I'm talking about China and Taiwan, okay? Obviously, okay, China's been making inroads in, okay, Hong Kong and Taiwan for a minute, and all things considered, God, you really hope that that doesn't happen, because for as much criticism and slander that gets lobbed onto Russia, okay, oh, it's a dictatorship run by an evil man who the population likes overwhelmingly. And that's just from people that are on the ground, but whatever. Maybe sentiments have changed since the invasion. I highly doubt it, but oh, he just jails his opposition, so therefore nobody has the balls to speak out against him. What was his name? Lukashenko or something like that? Yeah, the guy was polling in like the single digits, but hey, whatever. He's jailing the opposition. There's more to that story than meets the eye, but if you want to just go ahead and bite down on the mainstream media narrative on that one, hey, fucking be my guest. See how little I care. Oh yeah, no, Taiwan. Taiwan could be the next invasion victim after Ukraine's all said and done, which apparently they're on track to being overtaken within, I don't know, maybe by Easter this will all be fucking said and done, which is an impressive failure of the Ukrainian government, but fucking shit sucks, yo. That's your guys' problem. Fucking deal with it yourself. Nobody's gonna come to help you. And everybody should have stayed out of the situation to begin with, because these sanctions are going to have a massive fucking impact on everybody in the world, because that's the way that these feckless fucking leaders are going about it. Oh, we're going to sanction people, and who's that actually hurting? Oh, the people. But then they'll just tell us that we need a hot war so we can stop with all of these sanctions, and we just want to get back to regular life. It's like, oh, okay, cool. How far is this going to go, huh? Okay, you go in there, you end up defending Ukraine. Whack shit ends up happening, okay? I'm not going to be one of these brainlets who's out there who's thinking, it's like, oh my god, the nukes are going to start flying, or maybe the nukes aren't going to start flying, or oh my god, we're just in such an upheaval, and the bad things are just going to happen either way. It's like, I don't really care. I don't really know the entire situation. All I know is what I see in the questions that I'm asking don't have easy answers to them. But what we need to know, because now we're going to transition into some shitposty stuff, okay? If Taiwan is to be invaded by the CCP, I think Biden, depending on the day, said it's kind of like the Ukrainian situation. It's like, oh, we're going to defend Ukraine if Russia invades. It's like, okay, well, they broached the borders. Oh, we're going to defend our NATO brethren. And I was like, okay, thanks for nothing, pal. Thanks for stirring this up, or kicking this hornet's nest, and now we have to live in the aftermath. But I'm pretty damn sure Biden said, we will defend Ukraine, or we will defend Taiwan against a Chinese incursion, or at least he said he had strong words about it. So how far is this world interventionalism? Okay, how far is the world police gonna come back? Okay, because we also got reports that the moon could soon be under attack, and as the first country that was on the moon, don't you think that you guys owe them some defense as well? Okay, like what could happen there? Okay, you could have people broaching the borders of the moon and setting up bases there and waiting to launch their attack from them. Oh my god, the space junk that's on a collision course with the moon, it could break off and it could cause irreparable damage to the moon and end up affecting the Earth, and that's everybody's problem then. That might be just as serious as the climate crisis that's going on right now. I know, a big joke, but is it really? I'm sure some circles are running with that talking point. But whatever, who cares about that, okay? Because what I'm concerned with is, like I said, the shit that's actually happening on the ground. The people that are being affected by this, the people who are losing their homes, losing their lives in some situations, okay? The real victims in this, okay? And those are the people that should have your unfettered support in this, okay? Remember, hashtag prayers for Ukraine. We haven't addressed the central issue, okay? And I know it's hard to do with this lack of information that's running around right now. Who are the true victims in this situation? Well, I'll tell you, the trans people that are in Ukraine, they're trapped in Ukraine because gender is listed on their documents. We didn't think about, that's not a, okay, there is no trans woman with that frame. I beg to differ, but as Russian forces continue to invade Ukraine, hundreds of thousands have fled the country seeking safety. However, members of the trans community have shared how they are trapped in Ukraine due to the fact that their official documents do not align with their gender. Trans folks have expressed their fears of being stopped by Ukraine border authorities due to the fact their passports and documents contain their old names, leading to some trans women worrying that they will be conscripted into fighting, as their country will not allow men between the ages of 18 to 60 to leave. Oh my god, I went through all this trouble of buying a brand new wig and getting a training bra and stuffing in some old socks, but no, that's not going to go ahead and work because my old name of Gary Lukashenkov is still on my passport. You won't let me leave. Won't somebody please think of the trannies? These are the true victims that are out there, and this is just one of the many fucking articles that's out there. Okay, you had this dude up here. He was profiled by CBS News, I do believe, because they've been trapped behind the lines and state border guard just won't let them leave. This is practically a trans genocide, and somebody please needs to stick up for the trans person in Ukraine. These are the real victims, okay? Forget this kid who was injured by a mine in the Donbass region. But whatever, if you're saying your prayers tonight, make sure that you save a slot for Z, because they can't get across the border, and that's just, that's really, truly one of the horrors of war. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.